Hello, I wanted to provide you with some details regarding homework assignment number 3. Once you open the Learning Module 3 and have completed the reading assignments, chapters 12, 13, 14, all 3 PowerPoint reviews, completed the Smarty Pants, which is a non-graded item, you then should be moving on to the homework assignment. Now, the directions for the homework assignment are for you to begin to analyze the data that you collected in your 3-day diet submission. So for this assignment, you are specifically going to be looking at carbohydrates, sugars, and alcohol, and how your levels of carbohydrate, sugar, and alcohol affect your diet and nutrient intake. For the first part, vegetables, you are going to need to access the information from your combination report. The bullets are just providing you with some information, and then the assigned segment has directions on top. Record up to 3 foods that you consume during the first 3 days in each category. So you would need to have your 3-day combination diet, and for this portion, on day 1, where at the end of the spreadsheet, the individual days are listed, you would write down the 3 vegetables that you had. Now, as I'm scrolling down, cauliflower is a vegetable, green beans is a vegetable, and then that's it. 2 vegetables for day number 1. So I would write in the space provided, green beans, the other vegetable, and then the word none. I would do that for day 2, day 3, and then the same thing for fruit. In addition, if you actually go back to the diet analysis website and not the PDF report, you can actually click on the area of vegetables. Here it won't because it's a PDF. And it will actually, if you're on that report, actually list the specific vegetables that you had in that day. Or you could just easily go down each day by day. And again, if I was going now to day number 2, and I'm reading down day number 2, I had a salad, tomatoes and carrots. So I could write lettuce, tomatoes and carrots, and also cauliflower, green beans. So I'd have to determine when I'm writing this in which I had in the greatest amount. So looking at the weight in ounces, I would fill that in. Then it asks me to highlight the whole grains or highlight the fruits and vegetables minimally processed. So since there were no whole grains in this segment, I'm just looking at fruits and vegetables. Now lettuce, I would highlight. Tomatoes, I would highlight. But canned green beans, I would not highlight because those have been processed and have preservatives. If less than 3 servings were prepared, minimally processed, so if less than 3 are highlighted, then I am going to have to list the specific foods I would add, no less than 3, along with the amount that I would add to complement my diet. Okay, the same thing now in the grains section. I would follow the same pattern as I did for fruits and vegetables. Then again, the fiber section. Again, using the last 3 days from the printout. Here in sugars, you're just being asked specifically how many sugars or what percentage of your diet is in sugars, and then highlight any of the foods that you might have eaten that were high in sugar in your 3-day diet. Then fill in what is your highest sugar food. Might not be listed, so the food that records the highest grams of sugar, and fill that information in on the bottom. Regardless if it's listed here, I'd like you to list what your highest sugar food is. And then answer these questions. Does your sugar create nutrient deficiencies? So if you have an excess of sugar, is that causing you to eat less of the other healthier nutrients? so on and so forth, and then web article. I want you to do some research in that section, find an article from the web. Finally, alcoholic beverages. Take the Rethinking Drinking assessment if you're concerned about your drinking, or if you want to share that with somebody, and then answer the questions about alcohol in this section. Finally, one overreaching question: is your sugar intake a strength or weakness? Is your alcohol intake a strength or weakness? All can be written into this document, save as a PDF, image file, or you could even save this as a Word document. And then when you go back into the homework site on Blackboard, I will take that assignment, open the Dropbox in Blackboard, and I'm first, as always, going to review the rubric so I know exactly how I'm being graded and if I could score the maximum amount of points in each section. After I reviewed the rubric and made sure that I answered everything correctly, I am going to browse my computer, attach the file, and if you want to make any comments to me, you can. Hit submit, and you're done with the assignment. As always, if you have any questions about homework number 3 on carbohydrates, diabetes, and alcohol, please contact me. And then once again, the final 4 days of the learning module, your learning module number 3 quiz. So in those last few days, from October 8th to 12th, the quiz will open in a new field below this. You'll have 30 minutes to take the 25-question quiz. Okay, thank you.